I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. So there's this amazing conversation that is going on. Yeah, this is that just shook the table. She wanted to say that some white women can phantom that a black woman can be considered beautiful. And I find this conversation very interesting because we all know how it is when it comes to your black woman, how we're not beautiful, but we are the standard of beauty. And this black woman saying this statement really got a lot of people talking. People have so much to say and even sharing their story of how them as a black woman, they were just not considered beautiful. Why some people agree, some people disagree. I want to know what you think about this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to know your take on this. Okay, so let me know down in the comment section if you think that there are some white women that cannot phantom that a black woman can be considered beautiful. Anyway, guys, let's go hear this sister talk. What she has to say, then we'll come back and talk more.
I think this is gonna ruffle some feathers, but I'm in the mood for ruffling feathers. I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
Okay. So before we go ahead and hear other people's thoughts on what the sister just said, please, I want to know what you think about what she said down in the comment section, okay? Go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think, okay? So we're going to check out what people have to say. But before we do that, go ahead and smash the subscribe button here on this channel. If you haven't subscribed, click the notification bell so you get notified once we upload videos every single day, because we post videos every single day, 2 videos every day, and you don't want to miss out on it, okay? You don't want to miss out on the conversation, so go ahead and subscribe. So with that all said, guys, let's go check out people's response to this, and then we'll come back and talk more.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
I actually had a coworker go to HR and make a whole full-blown investigation about me because she got her hair dyed on Monday and I came with my hair done on Wednesday, and she told them that I created a hostile work environment because I guess she was getting all the attention on love and everything on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday when I came in, she said she now felt like an outcast because nobody was speaking to her. Then there was a situation where I was talking to my supervisor. My supervisor was telling me how much she liked my hair, and this person took it upon themselves to come from across the room to come into our convo to be like, oh yeah, her hair is nice, it's cute or whatever, but have you seen mine? And the supervisor was like, yes, I've seen yours. I've been looking at it for the last couple of days. I told you already it was nice. But we're talking about Nay now, and I'm telling Nay that her hair is cute. She was so offended. So offended. She literally grabbed one of my braids and was like, her hair isn't even real though.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
Oh, no, they know. They know you're prettier than them. They know you're very pretty. And they know that all things considered, if you could measure these things by rubric, that you would be prettier than them. But the benefit of white supremacy, of adhering to white supremacy, and you've probably noticed this, if you're the kind of person who pays attention to these kinds of patterns, is that you don't have to live like anything is true that you don't acknowledge. It doesn't matter that you know it. It doesn't matter that you see it. It doesn't matter that you heard it. It doesn't matter that you feel it. As long as you don't acknowledge it, as long as you don't admit to it, you can always live like it's not true and find people who will do the same.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
Well, I should put my headset in, but it's too late. You're going to hear Pirates of the Caribbean in the background. This is very true. It's been my experience in 47 years on this planet that this is a very true statement. I've had so many encounters, I don't even have enough to list. But what I can tell you is that looking back on it, most of the experiences I've had and the white women that I've encountered in the situation, they don't feel like we deserve attention. They don't feel like we are the main character. Yeah, you pretty girl, you pretty for a black girl to them. You don't deserve to be the star of your own story. They look at you as a side character in theirs. So all the attention should come to them, and you're just there to support them. When you're the star and you're the beauty, they can't handle it.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
And we most often see this playing out in celebrity culture. So when FKA Twigs and Robert Pattinson were engaged, she received the most horrific racially from his fans who wanted him to be with a white woman. I think these women are not delusional. They never thought they were going to have him, but because he was considered like the hot white guy, he was thought of as their property. He was the property of the, whoever the hot white starlet at the time was. And this is how society continues to function in the same way. If a non-black man is interested in a black woman, he will get by society, particularly women of his own race, until he does the acceptable thing. You all still won't leave Kayla Nicole alone. She dated Travis Kelce years ago, has never said anything about Taylor Swift, but the reason she gets so much hate online is because of the idea that a man who has access to like the most famous white woman in the world right now found a black woman equally attractive and was with her for years. It's just racism. A couple days ago, another account put up this post intimating that Jacob Elordi cheated on Zendaya with this young woman. I don't know the rights and the wrongs of it. I don't know if Jacob Elordi and Zendaya were even ever together, but I know these comments signify racism. Amy says, so he got an upgrade. Not even close, upgrade. It's just comment after comment like that. Obvious upgrade. Blah, 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 upgrade. But the people who don't want to seem outwardly racist, like Tanner here, say, oh, they're both gorgeous, though. I get it. What do you get? What do you get? Like, what's giving her the edge in this situation? Because honestly, they look very similar, and Zendaya is more famous and has the edge. But it's a dog whistle. It's coded. What they're saying is, I know why he'd rather be with you. And you see it in relationships with like Nick Jonas and Priyanka. Not only were the girlies enraged when they got married, they have to continually bring up all the white starlets he dated before. Oh, I just really preferred him with blah, blah, blah. Did somebody ask you? Or if it's the other way around and a white man famously dated a woman of color before he married a white woman, like with Justin Bieber, they will try and put her on par with the other woman. So like, that's why the whole Hailey Bieber Selena thing. Hailey Bieber is literally only famous for who she married. But the reason she has a crowd of people to hype her up is because they can't let Selena be better than her. Even though Selena had a whole career decades before Hailey was even heard about, there's a whole mechanism of white supremacy geared towards like making her on par with Selena. Because that's really what it is. It's white supremacy. It makes people uncomfortable to say it, but like that's the reality. We see it with the way the media tries to pit Kate Middleton against Meghan Markle. Even though Meghan Markle has left the monarchy, moved on with her life, and lives in a different country, they're constantly bringing up Meghan's name. Because it doesn't matter how far Meghan removes herself from the situation, people don't like the fact that she exists. They don't like the fact that Harry married her quickly and didn't make her wait almost a decade. And they don't like the fact that by virtue of who she married, this biracial woman is being put on par with this white English woman. And they're especially mad that her husband loves her and is faithful. And people just become so invested in this hierarchy and they don't want to seem ignorant. So they have all these reasons for not liking them. Oh, well, it's just the way that they are. It's just, their attitude. You don't know them. But you assume a woman of color who's not downtrodden and doesn't have her head bowed low, who walks in the world like she knows her worth, is uppity because you think that their position is on their knees and you have a problem and you need to seek help for that. That's it. Like and follow for more.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
It's not just white women. The women of the other races do that as well. For the sake of this TikTok, I was working this job and I went out with some of my peers at that job. And they were white and Hispanic. And we went out since I was, in a group setting. I typically go to black clubs and stuff. I date black men. I've never dated a white guy. But we were at this club, and since we were at like a mixed club, really wasn't any black dudes in there. I was there for the vibes, like I wasn't in there trying to get on that thing. But they was. It was they beat. And bro, it was so crazy because I was really minding my business and my coworker at the time was sitting next to me. And because this really wasn't my type of scene, I wasn't that lit. I was like, I took a shot with them, but everyone else was like plastered. I was pretty much sober. This boy turned around and tapped her on the shoulder. Now, mind you, he a conventionally attractive white man. It's not that I can't recognize when white men be attractive. You know what I'm saying? And he not black wife effect. He not, y'all like to put them boys in buzz cuts and Wicca, not no Travis Kelce. It was giving, I don't know, who the hell did they? I was finna say damn Troy Bolton, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he was tall. Like, I was like, oh, he cute. Like, he's some good looking milk, you know, whatever. Like, he was tall, he was buff, he had a little, you know what I'm saying? Nice looking man, straight nose, very Anglo-Saxon. He tapped the girl I was working with on the shoulder. She instantly, she just knew he was gonna get on her. He said, oh, can you tap your friend for me? That bitch crap. We was both confused. He leaned over, because like I said, he was tall, so he leaned over her and he said, hey, my name is such and such. Can I get your information? I gave my number. And like, I was weak, because I was just like, I thought it was funny. She was enough out her mind that she let her inner thoughts. She literally said, I can't believe he's into you. I said, what that mean? That's when yeah, I know exactly what you meant. Girl, don't be mad at me, because he reached right for you and said, that Miss Thickness over there. They want to hear what the booty hitting for.
Some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier.
For me personally, obviously, I'm white. You can see by my sunburn. I think a lot of white women I think we all kind of look the same. And so if I'm out and about and like I'm shopping or whatever, and I see a woman who's very beautiful and like her features are really striking, and like my head's turning and I'm looking like, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. It's usually someone who's not white, because to me, I think just like a lot of white women look the same. Like, I don't know.
I think some white girls cannot fathom that a girl who's not white can be considered prettier than them.
Wait, because I have a story about this. So boom, it's my freshman year of college, and it was in the spring semester, and if I don't know when that is, that's from January to May. So the entire freshman year, I had seen this boy like looking at me. I'd heard about him. He's on the basketball team, this black dude that's crucial to this story, or whatever. I'd heard about him, but and we had mutual friends, but it wasn't until spring semester where I really caught him looking at me, where I heard more about him. I was like, oh no, you know what, he's like kind of cute. Let's try talking to him, see where that goes. We had a mutual friend who I was really, really close with, so I was like, oh girl, before I start talking to him or trying to talk to him, could you see if he's talking to anybody? Because if he's talking to somebody, I'm not gonna try and start talking to him, because he's talking to somebody. Boom. So she texts him and he's not talking to anybody, and she gives me his snap, putting to find out I already had him on Snap. So I start texting him. I text him first because I'm not afraid. Closed mouths don't get fed. Text back and forth for a little bit, and eventually he was like, oh, do you want to hang out or whatever? And I was like, sure. And I was excited because like he's cute, the vibes are going, we can see where this goes. We end up hanging out and we're watching a regular show in my room, we're cuddling, we're laughing, it's going really, really well, and I'm really excited and happy because it's going well. So I ask him, because I'm not scared, I'm not shy, I end up asking him at the end of the thing, like, so like, since you're not talking to anybody, like, are you just trying to have fun? Are you just trying to, like, what are you trying to do? I wasn't trying to push nothing on him, but like, I want to know what's happening before we go like any farther, because I don't like being played, I don't like games, we're grown, like, let's be honest. He tells me he likes me, he actually wants to continue with this too, he really likes hanging out with me, so I'm like, okay, cool. A day or two later, I find out that I'm blocked on Instagram and Snapchat, not his number, but I'm blocked, and I'm like, what the little backstory. So I mentioned this dude was black, right? Now, around campus, not all the time, but I had seen him like walking around with this white girl or whatever, and that's like whatever. I was assuming they were either friends, like before we hung out. I was assuming they were either friends or they hooked up maybe once or twice or whatever. Like, I didn't pay it no mind, but like I noticed that. I also want to point out that this girl was the girl he would hang out with was known around campus, one for her lack of looks, but also just being kind of bitchy. Like, no one liked her around campus. She had like 3 friends max. Anyway, so I ended up texting him and I'm like, yo, what's up, like whatever. And so he ended up being honest with me, and he told me that girl who, like, I saw him walking around, that they had started talking before him and I started talking, and it ended up like not working out or something like that. Basically, he was gonna try talking with her, and like basically they were gonna like see where they go or whatever. I'm kind of like annoyed because, one, like, if you didn't want to do anything, like, I was mad because he could have just been honest. Like, it's not that hard, we're grown. I'm thinking people can be honest. Apparently it's hard for some people, so I was just annoyed. I'm like, okay, whatever, do what you want to do, like, do you, whatever. Even though I was upset, my feelings were kind of hurt, not because he picked someone else over me, because listen, it happens, you win some, you lose some, but I was more upset about who he picked, because this girl was not only not liked, she was not cute at any means. I know some people are gonna be like, Kennedy, you're just being mad, you're being bitter. No, a girl, I could not like a girl and she can still be fine. When a girl's a bad, simple. She just wasn't, so that had me in my feels like, okay, damn. But fast forward, they're constantly hanging out, whatever. My friends and his friends are like, what? because they're confused because one, they all admitted we had really good chemistry, but also, like I said, this girl was not liked by anybody. So when I tell you his friends were clowning him for hanging out with her and trying to make things work with her, it was serious. Long story short, I never really got any closure or whatnot. So at the very end of school, like it's the end of May, I'm like, listen, this is how I feel, this is how upset you made me, you do with it what you want, but I didn't appreciate the way things ended or whatever. He ends up apologizing, like we had a long talk or whatever, and I'm like, okay, we can at least be friends, this, that, and the other. As we become friends and after school ends and he's away from all the drama, he had a lot of drama and shit going on, whatever. I actually get to know him on a more personal level. He ends up admitting a lot of things to me, this, that, and the other. Like one of them being, I didn't like this about him, but he didn't have his own original thought. Basically, he ended up asking one of his friends after he hung out with me, like, oh, I really like the both of them or whatever, but which one should I choose? And for whatever reason, his friend told him to hang out with the other girl, so that's what he did. I literally clowned him. I'm like, so you just didn't have an original thought and couldn't think for yourself, but whatever, we talked about that. And we made some genuine progress in terms of friendship, and eventually he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said no. I didn't like the way he handled things. I still didn't fully trust him yet. He ended up asking me 2 more times, and after I saw genuine progress, I ended up saying yes, and we started dating later on. His friends were happy for him, my friends were happy for us, and again, it wasn't until I saw genuine progress in his behavior, how he was acting, this and the other, before I said yes to being his girlfriend. Now, anyway, I ended up going somewhere for the summer as I got in trouble, but my father ended up in June of that year, and he helped me a lot through that, which I was so appreciative of, especially since he was now my new boyfriend. Now, my boyfriend, right, so he is posting me on Snap, he's bragging about me, he's talking about his friends, like this and the other, our friends are super happy for him, this and the other, and the girl still followed him on Snap and Insta. I don't know why I said just Snap, but basically, she was, she was upset about the fact that we were dating, so she started talking shit about me on her social medias, and people would tell me about it, so I would go to her TikTok and her Instagram, and try to see, like, what talking about? Like, you're talking shit about who? Who you talking about? She saw me in her views of both social medias, and I eventually made a TikTok too because I was feeling petty as fuck, and because I can, because I'm grown. And she basically ended up texting him like, yo, control your girlfriend, get your girl, like this, that, and the other. And he's telling me, and I'm like, control who? She sends him this essay, like, I don't know what you see in her. She's not even cute. She's built really weird. She's this, that, and the other. And I'm like, who is she talking about? She's talking about my looks. She's not understanding why he could pick me, because why want me, look at me, but whatever. She's saying all these things, and again, my father had just died like a month max after she texted. I think it was in June, and she's talking about things she does not know about, and it's pissing me off. So I end up texting her, and she's basically like, and we go back and forth a while, and she's like, why are you looking at my social medias? You're weird. I'm like, I'm looking at your social medias because you're talking shit. You don't want me to look at your social medias? Block me. It's that simple. It's what I do when I don't want people looking at my shit. And so she's talking about my looks or whatever, and I was mad because she thinks she is. She's talking about my dead family. She's talking about a whole bunch of shit. I'm mad. So I'm like, his friends were clowning you for being with him. Or for him talking to you. His friends were clowning you. You have no room to talk. Long story short, we ended up going back and forth, and I was getting so mad. And so at the time, because I had gotten academically suspended, I was trying to go back to school early in the fall semester of 2020, the fall semester of 2022, as opposed to the spring semester of 2023. That would have been my sophomore year. That ended up not happening for a multitude of reasons. But basically, she knew that, and I told her, I'm gonna beat you when I see you. Not only is she talking shit about me, she's talking shit about my family. I don't like that shit. Long story short, she ended up saying like, oh, now you're doing too much, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I bet I was. After I threatened to beat you, I'm doing too much. But long story short, I ended up not being able, him and I, because we both got suspended, ended up not being able to go back to school in fall of what would have been our sophomore year or whatever. So she probably saw that and was like, oh, she's not coming. She's scared, yada, yada, yada. Best believe my ass was there spring semester or whatever, right? So I ended up going down from a class or whatnot when I get back to school. And you know when you feel someone looking at you, like you can just tell, because I was on my phone walking downstairs because I'm used to like not looking where I'm going, but still being able to tell where I'm going. And you know you can feel someone looking at you. I look up, she makes eye contact with me. I've never seen someone hightail run so quick in their life. Oh yeah, that's my story. She couldn't believe he would want to be with my. Why would he want to be with me when he can have her?
Please go down in the comment section, share your thoughts. I'd love to know what you think about this statement saying that some white girls cannot phantom that some black girls can be considered beautiful. So I want to know your own take down in the comment section. Do you think this statement is real? Is for real? Do you think now? Do you disagree with it? Please go down and share your thought, but please keep it respectful as always. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a respectful way, so feel free to share your opinion, okay? So here's my own thought on it. I find this very interesting. I feel like this is generally for society, the world, and everything. The world, not just white women. I don't feel like it's just particular to white women, but I feel this is why I feel like it's a two-edged sword. They know we are beautiful as black women, but they also cannot phantom us as beautiful. I feel like the other creator that I was talking about, how when you know something but you don't want to acknowledge it, they know we are gorgeous, they know we are beautiful, they know like we are like we brought the energy and all that. They love our swag, they love our energy, but they will not acknowledge it. And I feel like this cuts across, whether being white, black, people of color, men, women. Naturally, everybody wants to put a black woman at the bottom of the beauty standard. Like a black woman, the way a black woman is structured is not considered a beauty standard until a white woman does it. Then it's like, oh, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. Look at the full lips. Look at the big behind, the big thighs and all that. For a black woman having all that, she's not seen as being attractive or being beautiful, but when a white woman has it, it is beautiful. So I feel like generally the way society is set up, we're not considered as, even though we are the standard of beauty. That's my own opinion, okay? For me, black women, we are the standard of beauty. Even the way we do our makeup, the way we carry ourselves, our hair, our skin, we are the standard of beauty. But other race can't stand it. They don't acknowledge it. So they always want to put us because they want to be up there. So I don't feel like it's only just a black man. Even black men does it a lot. Like the last creator that I was talking about, our black boyfriend. Even black men does it a lot. So there's always that hierarchy where they place the beauty standard as a white woman. Like generally the way society and even the world is set up is that the beauty standard is a white woman. Like it has to be a white woman. You can see a regular smeggy white woman just there, like she's just there, not as gorgeous. And you see how people are like, oh, think that she's beautiful. A black woman will be the same, that they're like, a black woman that is gorgeous, you see people that will still pick that white woman over it. I'm not saying that there's a, everybody's beautiful in their own way, but I'm talking about the standard of beauty. Those things like say, oh, that white woman is gorgeous, is more beautiful than the black woman. You see this stuff, and this also trickles down to colorism too. In generally, that naturally people consider people that are light skinned more beautiful than a dark skin, even in the black community. And I feel like it's just the way society is set up, and it all boils down to white supremacy, because they don't want to, they will not want to be at the bottom of the barrel, so, or the bottom of the beauty, and then they rather just, you know what, we're going to put black women down there. So no matter anything they do, there's no way. And when you see a gorgeous black woman, like myself, they're like, oh, you're pretty. Oh, and some people say, oh, you're pretty without makeup. Or, oh, is that your hair? They now want to downplay it to make it seem like, oh, it's because you have makeup on, it's because you have your hair done, that is why you're pretty. But you still look that in a white woman, or even people of color, you see they do those things, they wear makeup, they do their hair, they put extensions in their hair, but nobody calls them out to say, oh, that's not your real hair, oh, you wear makeup. No, they don't. Because most times when people see a white woman or somebody that is not a black woman wearing makeup, they see it as it's a skin. But when a black woman wears makeup, they're like, oh, she's wearing her makeup, that's why she's pretty. So yeah, I kind of agree with it, but I feel like it's the way society is set up, and it all boils down to white supremacy. And I feel like it's not just white women, it's general. People can really fathom that a black woman can be beautiful. They just can, their head cannot just hold it up. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this amazing conversation down in the comment section. But please keep it respectful as always. Go ahead and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here, this black queen. Okay, with that said, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.